Hey, what's up, guys? So, welcome back to Playing the Field with Chicks. It's another video. We're here. We're doing the business. We're talking about football all the way. And for those that have been riding with me, thank you so much. Thank you. Thoroughly, thank you so much. And for those that are new and seeing this video for the first time, please do like, please do subscribe. And yeah, let's rock and roll. And even those that are just watching without subscribing, please, Lilena, like, can you just press the subscribe button? That would be really helpful. And like as well, and comment and engage. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. So we had CAF Champions League action on a Friday. On a Friday, ladies and gentlemen, it was Al Hilal taking on Mamelodi Sundowns. They played each other last week. Now they're playing each other again. And the game ending 2-1 to Al Hilal. I started this video by saying, Al Hilal, I would like to apologize. I would like to sincerely apologize. I was not familiar with your game. I was not. That is how you play Mamelodi Sundowns. For those that are watching and that are going to play Sundowns in future and even in the Betway Premiership, that's how you play Mamelodi Sundowns without the ball. Discipline, structure, and you exploit the spaces that are open within the fullback areas. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you transition. That's how you counter. You win the ball back, you get it back the other side as quickly as you can. And that's what Al Hilal did. So, congratulations to them. Crazy enough, when you look at the start of the game, Mamelodi Sundowns started really strongly. Started off with energy. Started with, I'd probably would say they settled in a lot. They settled in a lot better than what Al Hilal did, and moving the ball. Even Alende's movements were a little bit confusing for Al Hilal in terms of where he was at, because sometimes you found him on the right, then sometimes you found him on the left. So it was quite confusing. And then Al Hilal started to settle in, right? That's their home game. And when they start to settle in, the structure they had defensively was amazing. In defense, back five, when they're transitioning, suddenly they got the wingers that are there. It's almost as if like they're cheating by leaving the players up front, the three players up front, when the transition has to happen. But the balls to get it to that front three were so accurate that you're just like, okay, I like that. They put in the center backs under pressure. And it seems like they targeted that left hand side because in Damani, man, he looked like a bag of nerves as well, conceding a foul, getting a yellow card early in the game, I think, as well. So they were targeting that area, no doubt. And of course, Sevilla is almost like your Trent, right? Where you would find him having to bomb up and down on the fullback area and leaving that gap in behind. And that's what Al Hilal was doing. You go into the first goal. I mean, Sevilla as well. You know, he had an amazing debut, but now of course he makes a mistake. And that also I question Miguel Cardoso as well in terms of in a high pressure game of this intensity. Like I get Orbit College, fine, don't get me wrong, I get Orbit College, but Al Hilal away, like Lunga's not the one who's starting. That I'm not sure. Because I was asking myself, is Aubrey Mudiba there? Okay, I was like, okay, he's not part of the team. But now we're going with Tato Subia, and unfortunately, this game was too big for him. Unfortunately, it was. And I'm not going to go too hard on the kid. Tried his best, makes a mistake. And then Dennis Onyango, with experience that he has, he rushes out like that. I mean, if you stay within your area, what's the most they're going to do? They're going to cross it in. They're going to cross it in. But even from that area, it looked like it was tight. So for him to run out like that was a little bit disappointing from Dennis Onyango as well. And the critical timing in terms of Mamelodi Sundowns conceding the goals that they concede, having to concede 5 minutes before or 3 minutes before half time. Then you have a situation where in the first 5 minutes of the second half, they're conceding that as well. Critical phase. Critical phase. And even the way that they conceded that second goal was so disappointing. I mean, Allende loses the ball, right? Loses the ball. They get and that's the thing about Al Hilal. When they win the ball back, they fast. They are so fast. It makes absolute sense why they have the points that they have, because the structure they have and the pace they have, they are frightening. And when they win the ball back, you find the Mamelodi Sundowns that's backtracking. They're backtracking. They're backtracking. They're backtracking. They're backtracking. And you're just like, hey, what are you guys doing? You're going to invite him in? And the shot is taken from far out. And I don't know about you guys. Maybe I'm being too critical. Maybe I'm being slack. I thought Dennis Onyango could have saved that. I really did. I thought, like, if you're going to beat Dennis Onyango from that far out, it's got to be a brilliant strike. And was it brilliant? I don't think it was brilliant. I don't think it was that. But Dennis Onyango was beaten. But also, his players didn't help him out. The players in front of him didn't help him out because they kept backtracking. They kept, and when you backtrack, the goalkeeper, you in the vision as well. You're there. Like, you can't see me. You can't. And then when the shot is taken, then it suddenly obviously has to make the save. The changes that Mamelodi Sundowns made, I thought Arthur Salles made a change. He made a difference. He was one of the key players, as well as linking up with Mdao on the right-hand side. I loved that. Having to score the crucial goal. Peter Shaulile having to have that upfront play where he, the way that he sort of holds it up or he heads it back to Salles and Salles finishes it off. I thought, okay, that's pretty brilliant. I thought Peter Shaulile as well made a change. You could see Mudau was carrying something from first half. Eventually he was taken off, had to be taken off, but the link-up play that he was building with Arthur Salles was actually paying dividends as well. But here's the big thing for me, right? I don't know how you guys feel about this. The big thing for me is I can't believe how many Sundowns players had an off day. How many Sundowns players had an off day today? And Allende, off. Leon, he's shouting at players. They're saying they should backtrack and cool and dandy, but he was off too. He was off. Sevilla, off. Onyango, off. Ndamane, off. Like, it was really not a great night for Mamelodi Sundowns, and probably a bad night not to show up in. It was a really bad night not to show up in. So the players as well themselves, which is a surprise. And I say this as well. If you watch games for stats only, if you watch games for extended highlights only, if you watch games for results only, this result will come as a surprise. But for those that watch the 90 minutes and the 95 minutes and the 90 minutes and the 95 minutes, and you're watching every detail of the game, it's not a surprise, is it? Is it really a surprise? I don't think it's a surprise. And the funny thing is, when they played against Orbit College, remember when they played against Orbit College, the first game, they back, Mamelodi Sundowns, great, they won. I think they won 2-0. And I was like, I want more from Mamelodi Sundowns. I expect more from Mamelodi Sundowns. And I've been calling out and crying out for more from Mamelodi Sundowns because I know this side is capable of doing it. And people were hollering at me and in the comments, and they were saying, Mara, it's only the start. They haven't been playing for a while. It's been off season, whatever. Have really Sundowns really looked really good since the start again of the campaign. This result was coming if you watched every detail in which Mamelodi Sundowns play in. So for me, I was massively disappointed to see that. And not only even that, I'm watching a Mamelodi Sundowns side that, okay, you guys are going to choose to do it the hard way, right? Because it's one away game and then you've got MC Algiers at home, right? Which is not going to be very easy. And of 12 points that Mamelodi Sundowns could have accumulated, they've only accumulated 5. 5 in the group stage. That's not good enough, guys. The standards are dropping, man. The standards are dropping. I spoke about even goal scoring, or this team is not scoring enough goals, and people were going on at me like, oh no, but hey, they're still the most scored team in the league and all that. But hey, listen, the Sundowns of yesteryears, the Sundowns in the past were scoring goals, guys. And you know what Rulani said? That famous saying that he was saying, you know how empires collapse is when it just crumbles a bit and bit and bit and bit and bit and bit and bit, and before you know it, there goes the pyramid. It falls down, and you're like, oh, what happened? How did that happen? Why did the pyramid fall? It's been crumbling a little bit. Standards have dropped. 5 points from a possible 12? No, Sundowns. No, these are not the standards. This is not it. And not only even that, I look at this Mamelodi Sundowns side, and I can tell you right now, as it stands right now on this date on our Friday, I don't think Mamelodi Sundowns win the Champions League. They're not playing like a side that can win the Champions League. They're not playing like a side that. And if you can't play like this, man, all the way to the final, man. You can't. You simply can't. They need to improve. I'll end it off with this. There's now a huge possibility, depending on what happens with Limpopo and as well as MC Algiers. MC Algiers need a win. They need a win. They can't believe this was out because they're still in it in some kind of way. They can actually qualify for the knockout. So they need a win. But if in any universe or if any world that Mamelodi Sundowns do not qualify for the knockout stages of the CAF Champions League, Miguel Cardoso, I've got some bad news for you, bruv. If you do not qualify for the knockouts, I suggest before you even head back to Clorco, you might as well just. Do not even go back. do not even ask. Do not like. You don't qualify for the knockouts. Hey man, listen. The bags are there. It is what it is. But this is how you've had the side playing all season. So it's not like we're seeing these performances now. They've been playing like this all season. Sundowns have been under par, guys. Have been under par. Not getting knocked out of cup competitions. Points have dropped in the league. Points have dropped in the CAF Champions League. Goals have dropped. If you do not qualify for the knockouts, Miguel Cardoso, do not even wait for them to call you. Do not even wait. I suggest you just, lucky for you, with regards to how the results have been going for MC Algiers and Limpopo, you can still qualify. Please like, please subscribe, and please let me know your thoughts. Am I bugging? Am I bugging? But subscribe, comment, like, engage. I appreciate everybody that watches my content.